Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Today is day 3 of the Ada Lovelace Hackathon that we celebrate annually here in London, but this time we're doing this online virtually due to the pandemic. And we have the most incredible speakers every day tuning in to inspire our young cohort of teenagers tackling the most incredible problems that we're facing today in the world. Today with us, we have only one speaker, and she is incredible. She's tuning in from Norway. So also, I know you're already on the call. She's head of IT at Equinor, and she is here to tell you all about what Equinor does, what she does, her inspiring journey, and will leave you with a lot of things to think about. So tune in, listen. We will have also for about 20 minutes, followed by Q&A from you. So if you have any questions, do please pop them into the comment section in YouTube or in Discord. So Åshild, it's over to you, and Harv, let's share those slides.
Thanks so much, Elena, and thanks everyone for dialing in. It's such a pleasure to be here with you today. As Elena said, my name is Åshild. It's one of those horrible Norse names that no one can pronounce, so don't worry about it. I am the head of IT in Equinor, and that means that I lead Equinor's entire IT function across the world and deliver a lot of the exciting technology that we work with. But I'm also the mom of 2 teenage girls like you, and their names are Thea and Hannah. They have autumn break today, so they're off with friends. I would have invited them to join us. That would have been fun. As Elena said today, I really wanted to share some examples of how we in Equinor work with artificial intelligence and machine learning with you. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about what I have learned during my career here and why I think diversity and girls in technology is so important, perhaps especially within the technology area. So that's the plan. I hope that sounds okay. But first, I wanted to share a little bit of information about the company I work for, Equinor. Equinor is an international energy company headquartered in Norway, but we're global, so that means that I have more than 20,000 colleagues in about 36 countries as we speak. Together, we provide energy to more than 170 million people every day. And us doing that makes it possible for people to cook and create and work and travel. We're part of the wheels that sort of make the societies around the world turn, and that I think is a really good thing to be part of. In Equinor, we want to shape the future of energy, and we focus on people and technology and innovation to make that happen. And our technology initiatives, they support our strategy, which is always safe, high value, and low carbon. And now I have to check with you guys, because I was supposed to have a slide where a couple of those things are listed, but I can only see a picture of Elena right now. So what are you seeing?
The slides are on.
Okay, very good. Then I don't really know what I'm seeing, but I'll move on to the slide that looks at our operational planning tool. That would be the third slide, Harv.
Yeah.
You can do that, thanks. So to us, keeping our people safe and secure is a very important thing. And that is why we use quite a bit of time and energy on artificial intelligence and machine learning within the safety and security area. So if you lean back for a second in your chair or wherever it is you're sitting, maybe it's a couch or even a Papasan chair, what do I know? But imagine that you're an engineer or an operator on one of our offshore platforms, like the one on the model that you can see on the slide in front of you. You have your safety helmet on, you have your goggles and your gloves on, and you're out in the field to try to replace some equipment in a part of the plant. And with you, you also have your tablet with the work order that tells you what it is that you're about to do. Now, as part of your preparation for that task, you access an operational planning tool that uses machine learning and something that we call natural language processing, basically recognizing words in a language to see what information is relevant. And that tool gives you all the information that is relevant to the situation that you're in and the tasks that you are about to do. Imagine you're looking into your tablet right now and you're watching the tool, and there you can see all the relevant information in a model of the plant that you're working on. A very important thing that you can now see is what went wrong the last time someone did the same tasks and where in the plant that you're standing in it occurred. And you can drill down to see all of the details about that case. And that helps you as an engineer to prepare better for whatever work it is that you're going to do, because all work on an oil platform carries a certain risk, and it keeps you safer when you work. This operational planning tool that we have developed is rolled out on more than 20 of our plants in Norway and the rest of the world. And we are very certain that this will improve safety and security results. I have a second example I want to share with you, which is about windmills. So if you can go to that slide, Harv, that would be great. We have several offshore wind farms in Equinor. And I added a picture to the slide so you can see what they look like when they're standing there way out into the ocean. Wind farms produce electricity, of course, but only when the wind blows. So it is important to make sure that the windmills are placed in the best possible way. And one factor in that is to make sure that the windmill is facing in the right direction. You may wonder now, why on earth does that matter? The wind comes and the windmill moves regardless. Maybe you're a skier like me. Think about when you're sort of standing on top of the hill of a slope and you're going to run down the slope. When you do that, you don't just sort of stand there. You adjust your position to maximize the power, to maximize the speed of your journey towards the foot of the hill. And the same reasoning really applies to windmills. So how do we try to understand this issue better? Well, it starts with us downloading satellite pictures of our wind farms outside the UK, and we get those images from the European Space Agency. Then we analyze those images and we try to estimate the direction of the windmill, and we put that into a dashboard together with some other data to try to verify the results. What does this do for us? Well, it helps us operate our wind farms in a smarter way, and it could even help us increase our power production, which is very important to us. I have a third example that I wanted to quickly share as well, and that is about when we wanted to develop a dashboard that could help us predict the future. That sounds kind of cool, right? At least I think so. So what we do in this example is that we use machine learning to go back in time and look at the alarm patterns that we have from a windmills that we know can make a windmill fail. And then we use those patterns to try to prevent that from happening. The dashboard that we have developed doesn't tell us exactly when the failure is going to happen, but it helps us predicting the alarms that we know could lead to the windmill failing. Think about it like this. You're sitting behind the steering wheel of a car and you're looking at the dashboard there, and you have lots of warning lights flashing. And this tool then helps you by telling you which alarms you need to deal with to avoid either an expensive car repair or to avoid that your car breaks down and stops altogether. We've trained the model here using 3 years of historical data so that when it learns all the patterns that led to a failure before, we can use this knowledge to get predictions in real time based on data that comes to us from the cloud. And that will help us to both save money on repairs or having a non-functional windmill. And it will also help us improve safety because we don't have to send people out on boats and to the windmill park out in the ocean to check the status of the equipment manually. And that is really a great thing for us. So through those 3 examples, I hope you see that even an energy company like Equinor, we have tons and tons of data and huge opportunities to use artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithms on those data to either make our people safer, to create more value, or to solve problems. If we go to the next slide, I wanted to also share a little bit about my career in Equinor. As I mentioned, I head up IT in Equinor, so I'm responsible for about 700 people and a budget of several billion Norwegian kroner. It really is an amazing and exciting job because IT and technology plays such a huge role in making the company that I work for run and shaping it for the future. But if you look at the picture on the left-hand side, you will see that my first job in Equinor, which happened before most of you were born actually, was not as a leader of the IT function. I was actually a cleaner and a catering assistant on an oil platform in the North Sea. There I cleaned rooms and I did kitchen and laundry duty. And on that picture you have in front of you, I'm actually sitting in the laundry room folding some rags. And to be honest, back then, I never imagined that I would end up doing a role like the one I have today. But what I did know was that I really wanted to achieve something and I wanted to make a difference. And when I look back on it, some of the things that I did and learned back then have helped me to reach that goal. And the first thing I learned was that no matter the job or the task I was set to do, I could choose to do it well. You may not think that doing cleaning duties on an oil platform is very exciting or important, but that depends really on your perspective. And when you realize that without me and my colleagues in catering, no one could have stayed on or worked on the platform because there would have been no food, there would have been no beds made and no clean clothes to wear, then you realize that we were in fact quite important after all. The second important thing I learned was to start small, but to dream big. So I always looked for ways that I could improve the way I did my job and also ways to learn new things. And I tried to stay curious and connect with new people all the time. And that is something that I really recommend you to think about as well. Last slide, please, Harv. So, technology will change the world and shape the way that we work and how that we live. And that is great and amazing. But one thing that worries me about it is that today, only about 20% of IT professionals worldwide are female. Why is that a problem? To me, it is a problem because the people who choose to work with IT and technology going forward, they are really the people who will shape what products and services we will have access to in the future. And these solutions will not only be important for how we work, but for how we live our lives. So to be certain that they are designed in a way that addresses different needs, the teams who design and develop them should also be diverse. The team should contain girls and boys and any other genders and old people and young people and people from Norway and people from Kazakhstan and from across the world so that all perspectives are included. So I really think that we need more girls within the technology area and that this is a great opportunity to really make a difference and be part of something amazing. So I really think that you should say yes to the opportunities that are coming your way. You shouldn't be afraid to do something different or to take a chance. If it doesn't work out right away, I can promise you that you will learn from it. Find people that you like to work together with, and find someone who you can look up to and be inspired by, something to stretch for. And make sure that you pull others along with you, help and support other girls that you know who perhaps want to step into technology and learn and understand more. Because the opportunities we have now are really endless. Imagine being part of developing solutions that really change people's lives for the better, that can help deaf people hear again, or help blind people navigate a room, or that solve some of the big issues the world is facing, like climate change, for instance. I am absolutely certain that you have it in you, and that your ideas, the ones that you have today and the ones that you will have going forward, will make a difference. So again, it's a pleasure to be here. I really wish you all the best for this hackathon and for the journey ahead of you. And I honestly can't wait to see all the exciting things that you are going to make and build, and the impact that you will all have on the world. I really look forward to that. And thank you so much for being here today and for listening in.
Thank you so much, Åshild. This was really, really amazing. I'm so grateful that you have shared your story, and I didn't know the details of this story myself, so this is just incredible. These exactly are the kind of stories we need, because a lot of girls, you know, right now they lack confidence, they don't believe in themselves, and they think, you know, what can I really contribute to this, you know, industry like AI? But tell me also, why is diversity important in tech, in your view? And what can we do to improve it?
No, I touched upon it. I think it's so important that an industry like the tech industry, that is going to shape so much of the way we live our lives, the way societies work, and the way we work together. There it's especially important to make sure that the teams that develop those solutions are put together of different people who have different perspectives and different backgrounds. And the reason for that, and this, girls, is proven also by research, is that those teams, they just perform better. They deliver better solutions. They create more value. And in tech, because the gap is bigger than in perhaps other areas on some of the diversity dimensions, like gender, this is something that I'm really passionate about. And at Equinor, we are really trying to do something about it. So we measure diversity and we measure inclusion. We have put targets on when we recruit new people into the company, that we have to have 50-50 when it comes to gender and international background compared to Norwegian background. And in my job as the boss of IT, I have some opportunities to do something as well. So I sponsor quite a bit of different initiatives, both Girls' Day in Tech, which is where we have girls that are around 9 meet for one day and just work on different types of technology and learn how amazing that is, and learn how good they are at it and that they can do it. And we also sponsor students and also other networks that focus on this. But the great thing is, you know, Elena, that all of us can make a difference here by just choosing differently and promoting other girls. So that's something I really think we need to see more of.
Absolutely. No, definitely. We have a question from a teenager. How easy was it to work your way up in the company?
It was, in one way, it was easy because I had so many great colleagues that I could ask for advice. And on the other hand, it was hard because I had to jump in and do things that perhaps on paper I wasn't really qualified for. take the job that I have now as head of IT, for instance. I don't have a technology background, really. I'm very interested in technology, but I don't have the qualifications. So when I was asked to do that job, I could have thought to myself, well, I only know one of these 10 requirements, so I shouldn't do this. But instead I thought, well, they are asking me because they think I can do this, so I will say yes. And I think that's the attitude you have to just say yes to the different opportunities, because people don't invite you in to do things because they want you to fail. They do it because they think you can be good at it. And sometimes you should trust that more than that inner voice that you have that keeps telling you that you can't do that or you're not good enough. You really are. So you have to start believing in yourself and take a chance.
Amazing, amazing. So the question I have on about AI is, where do you see artificial intelligence make the most impact?
I think for us, it's several areas. One is in automating our operations, and also controlling more of our operations remotely, so that we don't have to put all of these people out on oil platforms or have them travel to windmills way out in the ocean. So technology can help us with that. And AI and technology can also help us with energy efficiency, so that we have a lower carbon footprint. And contributing to that green shift is also very important to us.
Absolutely. And do you see AI making a contribution anywhere else, any other industry that you're really excited about?
Yeah, I think I have to say I'm partly excited and partly scared by AI, because we meet AI, in many aspects of our lives, and one is in social media. And right now, I can't help but think back to when the internet was invented, way before you guys were born. But then it was this huge opportunity where I felt, at least, that I could go out into the world and meet people who were different from me and had different opinions, and I could learn from it. And instead now, when it comes to commercials and algorithms, the tools feed back to me more of what I've already watched. So instead of expanding my horizon, sometimes I feel that I'm limited by it. So I actually use social media less now than I used to because of that. So that's a risk, I think, with AI that we have to be aware of. And again, sort of that bias or those opinions that we have when we program AIs, that tends to go into the solution as well. So that's yet another reason why it's so important to have diverse teams to do this, so that you have different perspectives reflected.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, we only have 30 minutes. I wish I could stay for the entire night.
We have one last question for you. This is coming from a teenager as well. Did you ever face any discrimination from other colleges because you were a woman?
Yes, nothing serious, but it's just those. I remember still when my first big external meeting, when I was new in the job, I went there with a male colleague who reported to me. And we came into the room and everyone came running, and they ran to him because they assumed that he was the head of IT and not me because I was a girl. And that was really, it wasn't mean or anything, but it just demonstrated to me that we have a long way to go. And we have to be really conscious about things like that. So I raised my hand and said, well, everyone, hello, I'm actually the boss here. That's my secretary. He carries my suitcase. So if you want any sort of money or decisions, you have to discuss it with me. So we shouldn't overlook those sort of, it may seem like just fun or unintended, but it's important to address it, because if we don't, we will never improve.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. And thank you so much also for joining us today. We will not keeping you any longer because we do have quite a lot to achieve today in Discord. But thank you so much for your time. This was really, really insightful, and what an incredible story as well. Thank you so much for coming online today, live, to share your incredible story. Thank you also once again.
Thanks. It was a great pleasure. And I hope you have lots and lots of fun both today and for the rest of the week. Enjoy it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone. So this was also joining us from Norway. Wasn't she incredible? So today we have quite a lot to accomplish in Discord with our progress update due in literally half an hour. And I'm looking forward to seeing where every team is. By end of today, you should have already started producing your prototypes, and many of you have already started developing solutions. Lots to achieve by end of Friday, with submissions due on Saturday and demo day taking place on the 29th of October. So it is a competition. We have 23 teams competing at the moment, over 100 young people. It's very exciting, and everyone, all mentors and all speakers are there behind you to support you. So well done, everyone. Thus far, you've made a lot of progress. See you back in Discord, and see you all tomorrow here at 5 o'clock for a very special day. Ada Lovelace Day is due to take place tomorrow, and we have two incredible speakers joining us tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be recording our podcast live with Ivana Bartoletti. Following this, we will have Susan Ettlinger joining us for an incredible ethics talk as well. So join us back here at 5 o'clock tomorrow. See you all soon.